All right, well, I want to continue on here. Let me get the share screen going. So I want to talk about the character controller. The character controller is a component that we use to drive our characters around the world. It is non-physical in the sense that it doesn't actually respond to gravity unless you tell it to. It doesn't react to collisions. You can push things with it, but things can't push you. It doesn't fall, it stops and turns without regards to physics. And while other things do collide with it and it can push things around, other things cannot push it. It's neither a true rigid body nor a true collider, although it shares properties with the collider, but it's included under the physical components. A lot of its functionality is accessed through scripting. Our scripts that drive our characters around often do it through the character controller. There are a number of exposed properties on the character controller. Let me get to the character controller here. So here's the FPS character. This is from the standard assets. It has a script that drives it around where we can specify walk speed, run speed, and so forth. And it has a component on it, the character controller. And the character controller has a number of exposed variables: slope limit, step offset, skin width, minimum move distance, its center, its radius, and its height. And if I look at this thing, the character controller is a capsule. And you can see the capsule here. If I increase its radius, you can see that's the green capsule that is the capsule of my character controller. You can also move its offset around so that we can move it around to make it better enclose whatever it is that our character looks like. Now, the slope limit, so we had the height, how tall it is, the radius, how wide, and its center. The other one's the slope limit is how steep a hill it can climb. With my little character here in my world, I have some steep hills here, and I can't get up them. The character won't go up these hills. I have to come over here and find a place where the slope is not so steep, and then I can sneak my way up it that way. So with that setting, I can kind of build topography that will hem in my character and keep them from going too far. One cheat, of course, is that you can jump, which lets you get up hills, but you can set the jump speed down to inhibit that. Now, the other thing is the step offset. The step offset is how big a bump it can go over, how big a vertical cliff it can go over. So I've got these stairs that are 1 meter high, and I can't go up the stairs. I can jump up them, but that's not the same as walking up them. And so if I switch to a different scene here now, where my character controller in this second scene has a slope limit of 45 and now a step offset of 1. And now I can very easily go up this hill. I can go up any hill up to a 45-degree angle. And I can also walk up the stairs without any problem. It just kind of pops its way up the stairs as I go up those 1 unit see it popping in the little window there. There's a skin width. This is how far something can penetrate the collider before it triggers a collision. There is an on-CharacterController collision that we can detect when we've been collided. There's a minimum move distance that's detected by code. And later when we start to script our controllers for our characters, we'll look at the two key functions, the move and simple move, that are accessed only through scripting. The wheel collider I'm not going to talk about now. The wheel collider is very unusual. It has a model for the friction between the wheel and the road, and it has separate models for the friction forward. This would be how much traction you're getting, and sideways, which is how much resistance to sliding you have. And it also has a built-in suspension with up and down movement of the wheel, springs, and so forth. And through scripting, we can set the torque of the motor, its steering angle, find out whether the tire is, the wheel is touching the ground, how many RPMs it's rotating, and other things. And I'll return to the wheel collider later when we make a car, but I want to cover joints first. And so I'm going to stop at this point, stop sharing, and I'll come back in and do joints. So I'll stop recording at this point. Bye.